Hello, rockers and Mercuryans. It's Rock Mercury here, and welcome to the Rock Mercury podcast. Okay, today I have a message for AT&T. I'm talking about the internet and the wireless. I don't even know if they do landlines anymore. I think that's all they offer is that those two. I am a recent wireless customer because I'm transferring over from Verizon after years due to service in this area, like literally cell signal, and apparently AT&T has better signal where I am right now, and also because I got offered a package deal with my internet. So I want to talk about my experience with AT&T so far, because I am very extremely frustrated, also thankful in some ways. It's a weird. I have a weird flow of emotions. Now, this message is not really to the employees as much as the corporate, the corporate AT&T people. And I know they're probably watching this because I'm putting their name in here and I'm tagging them. I feel like you guys have got a lot of issues to resolve, and those issues mainly reside, from my experience, and I'm gonna go through my full experience with AT&T. Um, but those issues mainly reside within your employees fighting against each other. You're pitting AT&T. You guys are pitting your employees against each other, and it is so much confusion. There's so much confusion on the corporate side of the sales agents. You have so many sales agents that are all trying to get a sale, trying to get a commission, that lose they lose the customer. They don't even realize what's happening with the customer. Everybody's trying to save you this and save you that, but they end up messing you up more in the long run and wasting the most precious thing a customer can have, especially me, time. Time is the most precious thing we have in life, especially lately. A lot of us have been losing people in our life. We start realizing more and more how important time is. And you know what I don't want to do with my time? Sit on the phone on hold forever. Now, it's not just that I'm on hold just waiting for a representative. I've actually gotten to speak to representatives pretty quickly. That's not really the problem. The problem is that, like I said earlier, these AT&T representatives are combating against each other for commissions, and I really feel like that's the issue. It's causing me so much stress, so much confusion. I'm finding myself trying to be loyal to people I just met on these phones, but then also trying to save my money, and also being told different things from so many different directions that it leaves a new customer, in a whirlwind. Now, let me just go through the story. In full transparency, I did have AT&T when I was in Los Angeles, or in my house in Los Angeles. I still have it there. I still keep my plan for internet only. I've had Verizon for my whole life since I was in elementary school when I first got my first phone. I've had Verizon. It was Singular Mobile back then, Singular Wireless, yeah, Singular Wireless, whatever. Then it turned to Verizon. I've always stuck with them. My family is stuck with them, um, forever, right? But the area I'm in now, the Verizon signal isn't that great, and so apparently AT&T has better signal. I'm here, but the experience I've been experiencing has been so mind-numbingly frustrating from a corporation owner. Like, I own a corporation. I'm a CEO. I have my own companies. I have multiple companies. I know about sales, like how to run sales in your company. And I mean, I'm not talking about like, oh, we have a sale on this, a sale on that. No, I'm saying the sales mentality of commissions and all that situation with sales agents and people being having salary base and then having commission bonuses. I get that. I understand. But that may not be the right structure for a company for AT&T. And I'm going to explain why. So, like I said, I've already had AT&T internet. It's amazing in LA. It's very fast. Like, cannot um I cannot believe how like fast it is compared to my other internet. Hold on, let me read some of these comments. What's up, Bonnie? Bonnie says hi, sending positive vibes to everyone. Thank you. Oh my God, Linda. I'm not gonna say Linda's last name, but Linda is saying, I work at AT&T. It's an awful company. I have Verizon. Don't y'all come for Linda, AT&T. She's speaking her truth. Linda's speaking her truth, and I don't know what hell goes on behind the scenes. I don't work for AT&T. I'm a customer of AT&T, and all I know is my experience. Um, Now I'm going to talk about, there's two different experiences at AT&T. I've been experiencing the team in the Philippines and the team here in America that comes to your house. There's an in-house team and there's a call center. The call center is the Philippines team where you can pay them a lot less. I know that because I've hired support from the Philippines. They're amazing. I love Filipino people. They're wonderful people. No issues at all with people there. I understand why companies use those source resources because it costs less to manage things, and and they're very intelligent, like super intelligent. So it's not about, oh, it's in the Philippines, they don't understand. No, they get everything. Um, that's not the case. It's the systems themselves. It's the structure that this company has. That's the issue. Um, so I'm gonna get into why exactly. Hold on one second. Let's go into this. Excel saying, "Hey Mercury, you invested in any stocks? I'm trying to gain knowledge." Okay, we're gonna talk about that afterwards. But thanks for asking. I'm not a big stock person, but we're gonna talk about a little bit of that. Candace says, "Hey Rock, glad to see you." Hello, Candace. Paloncito says, hey, what's up, Merc? I'm talking about AT&T right now. I just ordered the new iPhone, the very biggest iPhone, the iPhone Max, the dark purple iPhone Max Pro. I'm excited to get it, but I went through a lot to get here, and I want to talk about my experience so that AT&T can do better, can restructure, not just do better, like do better. I'm going to give you guys a real insight on the experience of an AT&T new customer. I know that Linda said it's an awful company. I will say that the actual service of my internet has been amazing. Like the actual speed of it, reliability. Even in LA, it was pretty excellent. So I can't talk about the product as much as the price structure and the sales procedures. I want to speak about that because it's hectic and I'm stressed. I feel stressed from that alone today. I've been going at it since 5 a.m. and what I've been through is it's unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. Saucy Hot Dog says, "Can you pray for my friend Ben Shapiro? He's back on the meds." Dang, Ben Shapiro. What kind of meds is he on? Linda says, "We still use Java." Ooh, wow. That's a whole different story. Maybe that's why it's so messed up on the back end. And Linda's the one that works at AT&T. I'm telling y'all better not try to look for Linda at AT&T. Linda's doing her job. Linda, you say you still work there, right? Let me look. Yeah, I work for, so they still work there. Don't y'all try to look up Linda. Let Linda live her life. She's trying to talk her truth right now. Juicy Zaddy says, "Did you hear the Queen died?" So did a lot of African people who died at her hands. So I don't know why I would care about that. The Queen was a very corrupt person. That's a whole different story. We're talking about AT&T today. Okay. So I immediately call. Hold on one second. Juicy Zaddy says, "I don't care about them though. I care about the Queen." You care about the wrong things. AT&T is way more important than the Queen. When has the Queen connected you to the internet? The Queen has done nothing for you but steal your diamonds, steal your resources, try to make white supremacy seem like some special thing with some crown that she stole from the African people and minerals she stole. She's corrupt. So I don't care about you. I don't know why you care about this corrupt person passing away. You should be happy. You should be scared that Charles is king now, because that's a whole different thing. Oh my God. Hold on. Candace is saying, "Exactly. I don't acknowledge racist." Yeah, she's literally irrelevant. Juicy Zaddy says Verizon is better, to be honest, or I'm leaving Verizon because I don't have any service in my area over here. So that's why I'm talking about AT&T, and I'm giving them real constructive feedback on their experience from the sales part. As a fellow corporation owner, of course, my corporation is nowhere near the size of AT&T, which is a behemoth of a company. But I understand how the basics of sales work, like the core of sales, and what they're doing is not going to work. You have the Filipino team, the team in the Philippines, I'll say, the sales team competing against themselves within other salespeople. If you call another one, they're all trying to get a commission, all trying to close you, or trying to find a way to where the deal closes in their name at all cost, so they can get some money. You know, then you have an in-person sales team that comes over to you when you get your service installed. So let's just start this. Like, we're in a new home, in the new house right here. I'm in my room right now, loving it. You know, unpacking. You gotta set your internet up. We choose AT&T because I had a great service in LA. I also had great service people. Now I want to be clear. There's never been a salesperson or an employee with AT&T that I've had like a bad experience, meaning like they were rude or unprofessional. Like, it wasn't that. It was that they were salesy. Is that they were manipulative in their sales tactics. All right, or just confused, just simply confused on what's going on, not organized on the back end. Not their fault. The system's fault that they're reading off of. The script's fault. The structure of their bonuses and their livelihood, how they get paid. That is the problem in this situation. These people are hungry for more than their salary. And I'm trying to just get my internet. I'm trying to just get I'm trying to get my new iPhone that has service so I can actually use it. Um, I don't want to be in between these people and their livelihood. I don't want to decide if little Timmy eats today. I can't think of a Filipino name. What's the Filipino name? I don't even know. Anyway, or I know the American team, Little Timmy. Little Timmy, I don't want to decide if Little Timmy eats today, or gets that new glasses he needs or whatever. I'm trying to get my earphone. I'm trying to get my iPhone. I'm trying to get my signal. And the reason I say that is because you can tell these people are hungry. You can tell that they're hungry for these commissions, and they should not be competing and dueling against each other for a sale against their own team. I'm already thinking of trying to move or decide if I'm moving from Verizon over to AT&T. You guys have me trying to pick which AT&T rep is going to close my deal or close my contract, because I know they're going to get a commission that it's all sales. And I was told this from the employees themselves. Hold on. Linda says, or Juicy Zaddy says AT&T is trash. Yeah. I don't know if AT&T is trash. Anyways, Linda, but I know the service isn't. I've had good service, so I'm not going to say the service is trash. The actual sales signal service. And they have a deal with the government, which is why I was choosing them, because I'm going to get more service, and I need it for my work. Linda James says he meant he didn't care about the Africans. Oh, wow. Juicy Zaddy, is that what you meant? Juicy Zaddy says speculation, Linda. So I don't think that's what Juicy Zaddy meant. I hope you didn't mean that, because that's really messed up, that you care about the, the predator of these innocent African lives that were lost because of a corrupt monarchy that had lasted way too long. Anyway, I don't know about it. Let's see. Juicy Zaddy says, so just so I understand, you hated the Queen's guts. The Queen is just one of many corrupt people who make this world awful with their corruptness. Or try to make the world awful, because the world is still beautiful. It's still a beautiful world. It's still a beautiful life. It's still Earth. I'm not the queen is irrelevant, and her being gone is probably better. Um, Graham Hatley says, "How was the queen corrupt?" Ooh, somebody doesn't know their history. But too bad we're talking about AT&T right now. You're gonna have to go ahead and research the queen, and you tell me why she's not corrupt. Tell me how she isn't corrupt. That'll probably be an easier question. Wow, people really are ignorant to that. That marketing campaign from the palace was really good marketing. Very good propaganda. Very good propaganda. Graham Hatley says, "I'm just curious, bro." Google's for curious people. Google's a great place, and YouTube's a great place for curious people. So go check that out. Maybe I'll do an episode on the Queen. Do I even care enough? She's gone. Ding dong, the Queen is dead. Whatever. Back to AT&T, something that's really important and actually has utility. Brittany Lake is asking, did you hear about the Tiffany Haddish and Ari's video? I saw the video, and the crazy part about that video is that their message was to say, be careful who you leave your kids with. So it's kind of like, it's like really dark comedy. I think it was very distasteful, of course, like, but I don't know if it deserves what's happening now, because literally their message was, be careful who you leave your kids with. Like, that was the message of the video. So it's not like they were like praising the behavior going on in the video. It was like really dark comedy that went just far left. That wasn't enjoyable to watch. Does that mean I think Tiffany and Ari should be canceled? I think Ari should be canceled for what he said about Lizzo. But the comedy skit, I don't know. Did I like it? Did I laugh at it? No, I don't think it was that funny. I don't think it's funny at all, to be honest. But sometimes comedy doesn't hit all the time. But I don't know if it deserves what reaction it's getting right now, because the point of the video, and it said it in the video, be careful who you leave your kids with. So it's like, that's, of course it's gonna be offensive. Like, of course it's like gonna be a sketchy. I don't know. I'm not defending the video, of course. Obviously, I didn't. I just said that I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was way too far. But comedy, you can't always. Like, comedy's a very thin line. Comedy's a very thin line. So I think we're cutting it too close. We're cutting it too. Anyway, I have to go back to what I was talking about. AT&T. Hello, Holly Joe. Good to see you, Holly Joe. She said, "Rock, you look beautiful." Thank you, Holly Joe. You're always beautiful. I appreciate you for being here. Okay, so I called the main number for the AT&T. I think it ends for 2020. Called that number. Wanted to get some fiber optic. Wanted to see if it's available in my area. I got someone who was very helpful. She was very helpful with letting me know what my prices would be, what kind of service I might want to get. I will say I thought that I needed more bandwidth than I needed. Like, I thought I needed like 5 gigs when really all I need is 1 gig. And even that, my Wi-Fi emitters can't even release but half of that, because whatever gigs you get, only half of it can be emitted through the Wi-Fi. Something like that. Like unless you're gonna hardwire your devices into a wall or something, it just won't matter how much gigabytes you purchase. So some people are just purchasing all these big data plans for their home internet for more money than they even can use. That they just can't even. It's like wasting money. You literally can't use that much because of the software of the Wi-Fi transmitters. So something I learned recently. I'm like, wow, really? Like, that's the trick. So you don't really need as much Wi-Fi as you think. That's one thing that happened that was very confusing, that I was told from an AT&T person, from the actual installer, from the manager. So that right there is like, ooh, that's sketchy, that I was upsold this product that I actually can't use. I don't mind paying for a product. It's not about the money. It's about, you're selling me something that I literally do not have a use for. There's no way to use it. Even my computer doesn't even have an Ethernet jack. So it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you selling me this? And it costs over, like, that already cost me over $100 more than what I should have been paying. That's from the start. Now we're gonna get even further and deeper into this situation, um, because AT&T really tried it. So I called this person. She was sweet. She was trying to help me. I felt she was explaining to me, and she got me all set up with an appointment. It was Labor Day on Monday, so they got me an appointment first thing on Tuesday. Um, they had fiber optic available in my neighborhood. I was thankful. I was like, oh, this is great. This is cool. She gave me a price. I'm like, at this point, I don't care. I'll pay whatever because I need good Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi we had at the house was crappy. It was like an introduction Wi-Fi package, so we had to replace it. It was just a Comcast situation. Different story. Comcast was trash over here in this area. I'm not saying it's trash everywhere, but it was trash here. That's for sure. Um, it all depends on how things are wired in your neighborhood. So, first of all, they sold me something that I didn't need it, that she should have told me. But in her defense, she did not know this. She did not know that these Wi-Fi emitters cannot push more than like, I think it's 300 gigs or something. It's something crazy, something so much smaller than what I purchased. So I purchased a $190 a month plan, just to be honest, at the beginning, thinking that I'm gonna get super strong, best Wi-Fi ever, right? Wrong. It's not possible. Like, the same internet I have now that I pay, that I have the 1 gig package instead of the 5 gigs. It's the same exact I would have had if I had 5 gigs, because I do not plug my computer into Ethernet. Like, these computers don't even have Ethernet cables. So how dare they even sell it when they know people don't even have, like, unless I had a computer, like a big desktop. Anyway, that's just, it's so frustrating. Okay. I was never told that. And when I told her that, she was like, thank you for that information. She didn't know. She genuinely didn't know. And I can tell when somebody's lying. And so she genuinely had no idea. Multiple people had no idea, especially the woman who I called after I found this out to lower my plan from 190 to 90. And that's not the first lower. I'm going to show you all the lowering that happened and all the confusion and chaos. Whew. All right. So I've scheduled everything with this person. The texts come out. Because the text did not have a person, like, the proper tools to drill the wire under the driveway to go directly into our control unit on the side of the house. They decided to go around the backyard, around the whole perimeter of the backyard. The backyard is a huge backyard, very big back in the back. It's a lot of grass. They just have to go around the perimeter of the whole backyard just to get to that control panel. Just because they didn't have the equipment and didn't call the other people who can have the equipment to drill under. An organization. There was a separate contractor, which is crazy too. Why are these people separate contractors when AT&T should have it all in-house, so that you're not unnecessarily drilling all over somebody's backyard? Thankfully, the person who came to do the drilling, instead of just being mind numb and just like, I'm just gonna go ahead and dig up, and hide this cable. Which, by the way, it's super important that this cable is hidden because there's glass in the cable. That's what makes it fiber optic, and that's what makes it so high speed. All right. So that's why I have to go all the way across, all the way, like, at a slow curve to get across the whole backyard. This is a giant backyard, right? So that means that it would be hard to dig in, to make a pool, to do landscaping. Anything you do could technically crack this wire on accident, then you're out of internet. Now, why is internet important? The TV runs off internet. The security runs off internet. The, what else? Our phones, our cameras, like, everything, all of our stuff runs off internet. So if it cuts out, we're screwed in a lot of ways. So to put something so fragile all the way across the ground, it just didn't make any sense. Thankfully, the other contractor had more sense than AT&T did, and said that he's gonna cut the line and drill it under. He's doing that tomorrow morning. Thankfully, I'm still in this process. That's the craziest part. But my experience has been so stressful, and I'm gonna keep telling you. So that person was good. He was a technician. He installed everything. He did the best he could. Besides the whole wire thing on the outside, he didn't have the tools. He can't just leave it across the driveway. Then it could get cracked and damaged, and that's expensive cable. Um, so frustrating. Like, oh my god, I'm just getting frustrated thinking about it. Like, that would have, if this other guy wasn't smart and didn't stand up for, like, his, what he really felt was right to do, which was to go the direct route instead of going all the way around. You know, we would have been even more screwed, and we would have had to call the city to come and find out where these wires are before we dig a pool or do any landscaping. We would have been screwed without this one person saying, hey, this doesn't make sense. Let's just drill it under here first, like we should have done from the beginning, because I have the tools, you know? That would have made more sense. But because it's unorganized. Okay, so that happened. Um, he installs it all, puts in some mini modem extenders in the house to make sure every room gets access, all that. One of the extenders happened to have a little malfunction. Not too bad. I was still able to get internet, but it was just one of them was not connecting right. I think because it was stacked on top of each other from the second floor to the first floor, and it was canceling out the signals. That was an issue. They came right away. The manager for AT&T came, like the house call, they came, and thankfully they did, because this manager that came gave me some insight that saved me thousands and thousands of dollars. He kept it real with me, because unlike these other salespeople, he's not working for commission. So he was able to be honest with me about not only what I really needed, but what made sense for the structure of our equipment, which made my service even better. And now it's very powerful. Like, I'm on the top bars, and my video is not cutting out at all. Like, it's smooth. It's a smooth fiber optic Wi-Fi. Like I said, this video is not an attack on AT&T. I'm still going with AT&T, even after all of what I'm going to say. I'm still going with them, because I need service. I need high quality service that I can run my companies off of and my social life. So I'm still with them. But so this person comes and he tells me, hey, you're paying for too much internet. First of all, you cannot even use this, even if you had 20 computers locked into your wall socket, you still couldn't use the amount of internet you have. They oversold you, and you need to call the in-home rep, because they can go ahead and help you with your cell phone. They can bring it to your house, and you can have somebody that you can directly deal with. So that's a mistake though, but I'm gonna tell you why. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. Like, oh, by the way, the first person that came before this issue happened, when the first person came to install my internet, right at the same time they were installing, an in-home customer service rep came to my home that I never met, but they sent them. AT&T sent them. I'm thinking that he knows everything going on. He's part of it all with AT&T. He's there to help me set up my apps on my phone. You have like a smart home app, and you have an AT&T control app or something like that. It's like the main app to access your account. He helped me set it up. He's very patient with me, and he's a very nice guy, very good guy. He's in sales too, though. He is competing with the people at the call center, so they're all trying to get this commission off of me, off of my new contract that's coming over from Verizon. They're doing everything they can. I can offer this, I can offer that, I can offer this. So this person, because they're in America, they're getting paid obviously more than the people in the Philippines team, because cost of living is drastically different in America than the Philippines. And so right then, despite economics, you can tell that this person technically will not be able to offer you the best deal compared to a call center person who may get a bonus as well, but because their bonus is exponentially different because of the currency rate change, AT&T is willing to have deeper cuts. They can kind of massage the rates a little bit more if you go to the phone. It's just economically, and that makes sense. I get that now. Um, but I didn't get that at first because I'm like, why in the world do they? Why in the world are these companies fighting against each other? Like, if I call you, you send these people to me. One of the people you send to me is telling me not to work with you because you can't offer what they're offering. Like this person in person, but I can't call back this other person who I can't call back this other person on the call line because they don't have direct lines because they're in the Philippines. Like, you're telling me that they're gonna be kind of dissing each other in a way, saying, "Oh, well, did they do this? Oh, they didn't do that. Well, I could do this. I could do that." You're with the same company. You're with the same company. There's no reason for me to feel like I'm in the middle of some feud for commission. Like, you guys should be working together. Like, AT&T, you have to structure it to where everybody gets paid just enough and there's no bonuses or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is that you have to do, that's how to do. But the feeling and knowing this as a salesperson, knowing that this is going to affect these people's bottom line, right? Now, if this doesn't end, it's I have more to talk about on this because it gets crazier. Um, so this person comes in, they tell me, "Oh, well, I can offer you this and a gift card and this kind of discount on your phone, but I can't offer you any discount on the internet." The woman on the phone said, "I can offer you a bundle if you connect your internet with your phone." You know, the in person rep can't do that. Hold on, Holly Joe says, when I call big companies that have overseas customer service, people I ask for, um, given service people I ask for an American representative. Um, I understand that. I'm curious if that would work. I mean, the thing is that they understood what I was talking about, and I never asked for this American representative. I never asked for the in person. I didn't even know it was coming. Nobody even warned me, which is another issue. I'm over here talking to this person who I think is part of the system, which he is in a way, but I'm not warned by the sales agent on the phone because they don't even like these in person people because they feel like they steal the commission from them. So it's like what? Like, you are the one that set this service up. Why is this person coming to me if you don't F with them? You don't like that they can't offer you the right thing and they're not going to follow the same protocol that you guys do in the Philippines call center. Like, you're instantly like, kind of, not, like, having attitude in a way. Not rude, but just like, can they do this? Well, can they do that? Well, we can do this, but they can't do that, could they? I'm like, you're the same company. Both of your checks have the same name on it. Both of your shirts have the same name on it. Dang, probably both of their cars have the same name, depending if they're driving company cars. So frustrating. Okay, I tell the in-home person that if I was to switch to AT&T, I'm looking for the new iPhone, the one that I ordered today. I want that, and it doesn't come out for a few more days. At this point, it was Monday, or like earlier in the week. Now it's out. It came out this morning. Well, I guess yesterday morning because it's 12:56 right now in the morning. So yesterday, on the 9th, 9/9/22 is when it came out. Holly Joe says, "I do get an American every time." That's a good idea. I might do that going forward because I feel like they understood what I was saying, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the Philippine team have more incentives. I don't know because they offer me a lot. Um, all right. So that person is in my home, showing me these options, giving me numbers, totally kind of disregarding anything I was told from the call service people. Who he wasn't dissing her. He just was like, "Hey, yeah, we're all in sales. We're all just, trying to support. I get salary, but I'm also in sales." Like, he kept it real. And I was like, "Really? Like, you're in sales? You're not? How is that customer human resources or whatever, or customer resources when you're in sales too? The only salesperson should be the salesperson on the phone. or maybe not even them. There should be like, it's sketchy, right? So he stays for a while. I kind of reconsider a lot of things. I see that his phone's working well in my area. My phone doesn't work well here on the regular cell data. Now on internet, it works fine. But on the cell, like if I didn't have internet and the internet went out and all I have is Verizon service, it's not going to do well. It's not going to be a good thing for me. But his was moving fast. He was able, I could see it. I could see that. So I was like, you know what, maybe I should do AT&T. I'm getting a deal on my internet. I'm getting all this stuff. I'm thinking he can offer me the bundle deal, the same thing that the people online offered me. Like, I'm already putting notes in my head that, okay, I can get a really great price. I can get a really great price with these people. I'm not thinking they're competing at all. So this person leaves. They install my stuff. The rep calls. Sorry, the manager tells me the new information that I can downgrade my plan. I call again to the call center. I get another person, which is crazy too. I got another person. I educate that person on how that system works of getting discounts. Starting out getting discounts of having too much internet than you need or you can even use based on your Wi-Fi equipment. She was shocked too. She was like, oh, I would never want that. That was crazy to her. She couldn't get that. And then I got a call from the same person I started the account with, who was trying to make sure to follow up with me so that she can continue getting her commission. Also, she's a nice person and wanted it to go well for me. And she calls me and I tell her, oh, great, yeah, well, your rep came, your people came, and they told me this and told me this about the service and said that I have this option and these numbers and, kept it very, like, just real. I thought they were all part of a team. She's like, oh, gosh, like, they came, the on-site person came, well, they can't do it like we do it, and they can't do this and they can't do that, like, we could do it more better for you, we could do more for you, like, so much better I'm for you, so much better I'm from you, so much, that Janet Jackson song. It was bizarre. I'm like, oh, wait, you don't F with them? And I could tell she was like, no, like she'd rather do it herself. She had so much shade towards this in-home service situation because they didn't have the option. They're working off an iPad. They don't have all the technical capabilities that you have in a call center. And so I just instantly felt like uncomfortable. I'm like, wait, so this person I talked to who was very nice, who was trying to help me, is competing with you now? But you sent him to my home? And I'm thinking that he's all part of you, that he knows that you briefed him at least. I was so frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, I can't. I just can't. I can't. So I was like, okay, fine. I will use her for when my iPhone is ready. Fast forward all the way till today, iPhone comes out 5 in the morning. First of all, Apple was very late. I was up at 3 in the morning, so I'm exhausted right now. One of the reasons. I was up at 3 in the morning, which is 5 a.m. Pacific time, which is when they started launching. Nothing was up there until like 8 a.m. or something. It was crazy, but 8 or 9 a.m., I don't know, there was nothing up there. It kept saying like, time not, like, they kept saying like the time is not, we're waiting too, basically. They had the Queen's picture on the front saying, long live the Queen, and then they had the wait list saying, we can't wait for it to release too, something like that. Like, it's past the time. Like, it's showing the time that it's supposed to be released or for pre-order, and it's way past that time, and they still just didn't show anything. Like over an hour. So, way over an hour, like hours of not being, like, I've never seen Apple be that late with their pre-orders. Whatever. That's a whole different thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm freaking out. I'm like, okay, well, I need my phone. I want the top level phone. I want the space purple or deep purple. I'm going to call my rep. Because when I called the call center, they're like, oh, this is beyond our call hours. Okay, fine. I called the rep. And I couldn't catch that person. You can't catch them. They can't give you their direct number. They can't give you any like way to contact them backwards. It's only them contacting you. You have to answer when they call and hope you have signal when. So that was a super frustrating experience. Um, but it wouldn't be the end. It wouldn't be the end, because I was like, okay, well, I can't catch them. I'm gonna call my rep. I'm gonna call the rep, the in-house rep, the one that comes to your home. I call him. He answers right away. First call. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is great. Like, I get to have my own personal person. He's a nice guy. That sounds like great to me. He comes to my house. He says he'll be here at 10. He comes at like 10:50 or something. It worked out for me because I was watching my little nephew, but it's not professional to come that late. But he did kind of, I don't know, that's not, anyway, he was fine. I'm not really worried about him that much for the lateness. I did want to get my iPhone ASAP, and he brought his stuff, and he was trying to process it for me. Now, the price that he gave me, based on what I have now, the price like that I've adjusted, it's, I can't think he wanted me, it was like 170 or something. Now I'm paying like 80 for everything, 80 something for everything, internet and phone. Bizarre, I know. I finagled a deal. That's a different story. I didn't, finagling meaning like, I can't believe it's happening. Um, wait, hold on. Tolly Joe says, so when are you going to get your phone, or do you get it now? That's the thing. I've had to order it multiple times today. They've had to order it. I ordered it with him. He came over. We talked. He gave me these numbers. It's triple of what I pay now. After I've talked to them 2 more times after, and they told me about other programs that I can get discounts for, and other like just rebate and returning my phone in and all kind of stuff. Like just different things you can get money back for. He tells me all of that, and I'm thankful for it because I learned. I was listening to him. I get like the woman from ATT calls right after he leaves. I have the phone ordered and ready. Um, I ordered like I had my own. I had the phone ordered ready with this first in-home rep. He came back. He came over. We sat right here where I'm at, and they did the order. When the other woman calls, she's like, "Oh, he offers you what price? Oh, that's pretty high. I can offer you, instead of $80 something, I can offer you $60 something." I was like, "Oh." And then she later on goes on to say, "Well, and because of this program that you are able to qualify for, you can even get it for $30 per month." Like that's a huge difference. You're telling me within a week I've gone from $190, really $200, because you have to pay for the extenders. So like $200 to $30 for the same service. The same is not going to seem any different to me, to my computers, whether I get the 5,000 or the 1,000 because of the Wi-Fi emitters. So you're telling me that I'm getting the top service for $30 now because of these deals I get. I'm like, but the rep that came to my house said that I was at the lowest I could. He got me the furthest he can get me down to was basically like 170 or something, because it's like the internet and my phone and taxes like 170 per month. That's the best he can get me down to. And he was like, "Oh, I got you covered. I got you covered." Within minutes, I'm down to $30 for the internet, and a small amount for like what is it, 74? No, wait, so 30 for the internet and like 74, 76 for the cell phone. And that's with the newest, best phone with a terabyte of memory. Holly Joe says you're going to end up with like 9 phones. No. Thankfully, they canceled the other ones. Hopefully, it really does cancel, because that would be a mess to get them returned. But so from there, I'm thinking, okay, I'm on the phone with this woman for like over an hour and a half. I felt like that. Maybe it was an hour. It was a lot. I'm like, are you serious? Are we really on hold again? Are we really going through this? I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna get this over with. I want my phone. I'm fine. She handles me. We're on there forever. Thankful. We get off, and I realized that I didn't do this. That she didn't connect me to the other place that I needed to make sure that my other discounts and certifications are submitted for my other discounts. And I'm thinking like, oh gosh, okay, well let me go to the site and make sure I get my confirmation so I get this discount. I deserve these discounts. If I do that, I get it together. I do the discounts, or I get the approval for the discounts, and then I call back in like I was told to do. Tonight, I called after dinner with my family, called back in, And there's another sales agent because I can't catch her because, like I said, when you have these salespeople online, you don't know what they're busy. They may be busy with another customer. You can't just call them. Like you get who you get, unless they call you. What they do, what she did call me, but you have unless they call you, you just get what you get. But I get this new person who's like, "Oh, sir, would you like another gigabyte plan? I see you have 1,000. Maybe you have 2,000." I'm like, all I want is for you to add this special program onto my account so I can get my discount. That's all I want. I don't want any of this other stuff. He's like, "Oh well, you're not gonna get your phone until a little later. Like you don't have the most expedited shipping. Do you want me to get you expedited shipping?" I'm like, "Who wouldn't want their phone earlier?" So I said, "Yes." Who know that he was going to cancel the order, cancel the original order, so he can make a new order, so he can get commission off of what she did and what he did, the other guy. I'm like, I couldn't. I was like hearing him out. I'm thinking like, oh, he must be trying to fix something in my account, make sure it's fixed and right. No, he was trying to cancel out that order so he can get the commission. He can be the one that closes this deal. It's like telling me, oh, we can get you more closer, faster delivery. If I knew that, I'd be like, no, I'm fine. I'll take it whenever it gets here. It's not a big deal. But it's just very. It's like corrupt. I'm like, I spent over an hour with that woman ahead of time, and she was the one that set up my original internet. So I'm just like, oh my god. Now, not only does he try to cancel the order to be able to get it here faster, he doesn't enter it back in correctly. He doesn't enter it back in, and I lose some of what I was promised in the first call. So he messed me up more. Now they try to make me pay more. I'm not having that. I'm like, no, I remember everything that happened. I called it out. I said, no, it's not gonna go down like this. I was offered a lower rate, half the rate you're talking about. He tried to bring it to $60 for internet. I said I was offered 30 because of the deals I got. I want what I was offered. You messed it up by over here trying to get the phone here faster. I don't care if it takes another week to get here or weeks. Who cares? The deal was amazing, and there's no reason for me to be worried about like some few days. I thought it was gonna be a simple thing. I thought he was just gonna go in and say, okay, you don't have priority shipping. Now we're gonna put it on here for you. No, he thinks he has to take the whole thing down, and he made it seem as if it's just to get there faster. But really, he was trying to get approval to reset the account so that he can get the commission. Somebody I just met. I'm like, oh my god, you're putting me through so much hell. That's another hour of time that I'm sitting here on hold, waiting for a confirmation, and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, like what are you? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that he didn't even enter it properly again, so that it can maintain what it had before. But thankfully, you know me, I'm not giving up. Like they're supposed to call me again tomorrow to go over the situation and get back to what she originally put, and I'm going to ask for even more money off. Because I'm like, you guys put me through a lot with this mess. It did not have to be this hard at all. It didn't need to be this hard. These people could have been on the same page as a team. Instead, they're all competing with each other. You know, it's mind-numbing. So I told him I was frustrated. I said, this right here is so unprofessional. Like I said, this is crazy that you would I call you asking you to make sure that I'm enrolled or send me to the department for a special program that's going to give me more money off. You go ahead and cancel my account just for a commission, make it harder for me, then I have to do all the things I did before, pay the taxes on the phone, transfer each, it's just, transfer the phone number over, cancel my Verizon, like all these kind of things they want me to do. Again, for the third time. All because they're all competing with each other. I'm like, I can't. Like, that's not a good method, AT&T. It's not a good method. I'm very upset. And I told them that. I'm like, I'm saying that tomorrow too. If they call tomorrow, I'm upset that you guys are stressing me out like this when you guys could have all been on the same team and made good money together. Just split the money, give everybody the right amount of pay, and let them work for your best interest as a customer. I don't feel like my best interest is considered when I'm being sold to. So I'm super sleepy right now because I'm frustrated. I'm just like, oh, but it's like, what are you guys doing, AT&T? Now I have to have another phone call because he can't add what was on my original account. He's having issues with it. I'm like, why? Why are we doing this? Why are we having all these issues? Why isn't it streamlined in AT&T? I don't get it. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind. It's unnecessary and it's stressful to the customer. AT&T. It's so stressful. Um, all right. Let's see. Blake Borda says the cut is good. It's God tier. Okay. Holly Joe says you need to post this on Reddit or something. I'm posting this everywhere. I just really am angry at AT&T right now. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be like these people shouldn't feel they're hungry enough to lose their integrity and their loyalty to humanity. So, let's see. You need to go to. I'm sorry, go to sleep. I'm so sleepy. Yeah, I'm so sleepy. But I just need to talk about this situation. Please let me know if you need help because I will help you post it. I hate cell phone companies. They take advantage of everybody. We're at their mercy. Yeah, I'm just. That's the point right there. We are at their mercy because I'm like, even if I leave AT&T, how am I gonna get service in this area? There's no other service provider that's like really getting these areas. So all I can do is talk to them and try to hold them accountable for what they offered before. Um, it's a twisted game they play. I feel bad for the employees. Like they should not be having these employees live off of sales this way. It doesn't feel good to be sold to by multiple people in the same company. It's unnecessary. And it's unnecessary. Um, User Max says, I'm not sure if you've spoken on it, but how do you feel about the passing of the Queen? I feel excited. I'm glad she's gone. She was corrupt. Um, she was the reason for the death of a lot of people and a lot of chaos. It isn't. I'm a little bit nervous about this King Charles. I wish they would just demolish the monarchy completely, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, long die the Queen. But yeah, I just really am so frustrated with these internet companies. Like, just making up numbers at this point. Like, and there was a point where the agent, I feel like they wrote in a number that was going to be the price for the phone. Like, I feel like it wasn't computed. It was a number that I told them about when they rebooted it. They had to reboot it and cancel the order and start over. Like, I think they wrote that number, a new number in based on what I said. And so I'm like, you guys have the power to just make up numbers in the system. You're lying to us, telling us that we have to pay all this money. Like, you have to pay $90 a month. No, I can pay $30 a month, apparently. That's what I was offered. So, Arizona Sunshine says, hi, Rock. Hello. Arizona Sunshine says, what are your pronouns? Asking for a friend. I don't care about pronouns. So I just really want people to know the game that these people are playing. That they're playing on your emotions. They're sending somebody to your house to keep you attached to this company, which it wouldn't be a bad thing. It's not bad to send somebody to your home to like support in your sales. Thank you for the roses, Arizona Sunshine. It's not bad. I just want everybody to be on the same page. That's the main thing I care about. I care about people being on the same page with the same company. I'm still staying with AT&T. This is not a hate piece on them. I appreciate my high quality internet. I'm excited for my iPhone. But why are all your employees trying to sell it to me? And trying to get their own separate commissions and spiting the other one? Like, what that other representative did was shady, technically. He was like, oh, I can get your phone to you faster. Let me just cancel your order that you did earlier. That's going to give a commission to your first person. and do a quick order that I'm gonna mess up your whole rate because he didn't want to take the time that the first one did. So it's just, it shouldn't be able to happen that way. They should have been able to literally just go on and say, okay, we're gonna switch out your shipping instead of like slow standard shipping. We're gonna expedite it. Like that should be all they have to change. Why do we have to cancel the whole thing? Oh my god, a doggy! How cute! Thank you so much, Arizona Sunshine. That was very sweet. I love that. That was really pretty. It made me happy. A little corgi. Um, so that's really what I gotta say to that. Like, I'm just so bothered that they thought that this would work. Does this work on people? Do people not see through the sales tactics? Maybe I've been in sales so long that I forget. But all I gotta say for people who are dealing with this kind of stuff, with these crazy providers who pretend as if they're just invincible, call them out. Pay attention to everything they say and call them out. They work for you in those situations, so call them out. Let them know that, no, that's not what you said. That's not what I was promised. Call them out. AT&T, please do better with that part. Like, I feel bad for these people. Everyone who I work with, besides this last person, the last person was kind of like sketchy a bit. The fact that he was so quick to try to cancel the first woman's order that was going to get the first commission and really helped me a lot. It was sketchy, but everybody else, I want them all to get paid. I want them all. I thought they all did a great job, in a way. But they're just fighting, and it's just really messed up. Holly Joe said, it's cute. I love doggies. I see Arizona said, BRB, I'm sorry, but I have to go for a few. No worries, I'm going to sleep in a second. But good to see you, Arizona Sunshine. I'm finishing off this situation. They're supposed to be calling me again tomorrow so I can fix this rate. After all that, the division that I originally called for was closed. He could have just told me, oh, they're closed, call tomorrow. I would have had no issue. I would have kept my original rate. Now I gotta fight for it. Now I gotta bring the other original girl back in, woman. It's like, what is happening? Come on, AT&T. Like, what are we doing here? I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated right now. It's like, I've been on the phone for so long, and you're just gonna cancel it out. Anyway. Alright, Rockets and Mercury, I'm literally going to bed now. I'm just exhausted. It's 1:20. I've been up so early. I'm over this. Over it. Over. Yeah, I'm exhausted, but alright, I went to the gym afterwards to decompress, do some steam room, work out a bit. Oh, the train's going. But yeah, I think it's time to switch things up, AT&T. Like, nobody wants that kind of service. You sent me basically a gang after me. You said all these people are trying to fight to get your commission. I'm gonna send it to all of it. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm just going to like make them gladiator battle. That's what you're making them do. These people are gladiator battling. You better sell for your life. Like, what? I'm so tired. Okay. We're back on Mercuryans. What's up, Blunt Sleazy? Good to see you. I'm gonna jump off of here. I'll post this probably tomorrow morning. But just be careful out there. People, there's some crooked sales situation out there. But with all that being said, I'm excited to do the iPhone video. I'll do an opening video here on live. I'm excited for it. I will be keeping y'all up to date on that. And it should be here next week, like literally next week. So, yep. All right, Rockets and Mercuryans, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm over it. I'm thankful, but I'm tired. So, rock on, Mercuryans. Yeah, I just want to tell that story. It's that story time because I know that a lot of people out there are gonna deal with AT&T or some shady company that's gonna not be honestly honest with you. They're not gonna be as honest with you as you deserve to be. So, all right, I'm gonna pass out right now. I'm just exhausted. I can't. All right, BRB, love you. Okay, Blood Sleazy says, hey Rocky. Holly Joe says, bye Holly Joe. Good to see you. Thank you all for joining in. Rock on Mercuryans. Link in the bio to all things Rock Mercury. I will be posting a iPhone opening video soon, but this video is mainly for AT&T. I just had to do a video to discuss it for the people who go to AT&T and the people who are working for AT&T, for them. The people who are getting the service and the people who are working there, and all of it. It's just a lot. It's very stressful. So, all right, Holly Joe. Bye. Goodbye, Excel. Good night, friend. Love that. All right, peace out, Rockets and Mercuryans. See y'all tomorrow. I am ready to go to sleep. Bye.